Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo July 20th, 2022. Venus has just moved into harmony with your sign, and until August 11th, you're in particularly good shape with friends or networks. You've been awakening to your need to connect with others, and now you have Venus helping smooth your path in this direction. This transit enhances your popularity and appeal, and happiness goals are a pleasant focus. You can be strengthening or forming friendships and connections. Look for new, unique, and progressive ways to make money during this period. Today, tensions can be working close to the surface. Ideally, they help you get in touch with hidden desires, but some things may be better off left alone. You can have strong ideas and experience powerful motivation regarding a particular plan, but there can be some blocks or opposition to contend with first. The goal now should be purging. Very heavy news and tension will consume your entire day. In a sense, it'd almost be best to disengage rather than feeding into the storm. As mental Mercury makes tracks through your solar 11th house of friendships and network, he'll fall beneath the icy gaze of Pluto, now causing havoc in your solar 5th house of passion and romance. This shows that you could have conflicts erupt between friends and your lover, as if they're not seeing eye to eye. Both sides could feel the other is manipulative and cruel, and you're left in the center to damage control. Do you like what you do and who you work with? Ideally, your work community should support the creative facilitation of your dreams. But you may have a new understanding when Mercury in Cancer opposes Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. A conversation could give you a different perspective of how supportive some of your work connections are, which may impact how these individuals assist with your passion projects. It would be best to consider everything while making new plans to move in silence or with trusted confidants. Not everyone needs to know what you are up to. You are likely to receive many opportunities in the next few days. You are a natural leader, so it is no wonder that both professional and volunteer groups seek you out. But pick and choose wisely, because you will not be able to do everything that's asked of you. Politics could be in your future. Don't expect any comfort from your family right now. The many little annoyances you're confronted with won't make you feel better anyway. Take a positive, laid-back attitude. If you stubbornly stick to your views, conflicts will escalate and your mistakes won't be so quickly forgiven. If you are willing to compromise, everything will be fine. You're feeling extremely torn today. Part of you wants to throw a massive party. The other part of you wants to take a bath and read a book. Both options sound equally blissful. One way to alleviate the stress you might feel is to approach life in a more playful way and try to brighten up your situation, but don't expect to receive too much credit for your efforts. Instead, whatever you do, you're scrutinized, your motives examined, and you find yourself having to defend all your actions. Adjustments may need to be made in order for you to flow easily with the energy of the day. The prevailing tone calls for a more outer-directed solution to all the situations at hand. You will discover that it will be easy to start up new projects today, especially those that involve creative or romantic elements. The tricky part will be to follow through. This is one of your specialties, though, so don't worry about it. You've got that part covered. If you find yourself feeling restless on this day, try doing something physically active. For your personality type, this is good advice all the time, as you may lean more toward an active mind than body. However, the essence of this vibration will inject a surge of energy into you, and it will be more difficult to sit still all day long. Take a walk, get into some sports, or romp around with your kids or a pet. Ask a friend to join you. While Mercury, your ruling planet's return to a more nostalgic and reflective part of your chart won't have a big impact, other than a need for more time to hear yourself think, it is hugely significant. Not only does this herald the start of the month-long wind-down of your old solar year in 3 days, but it means that Mercury is just 15 days away from Virgo and from the start of the first planetary activity in your sign this year. This is a call to start closing old doors ahead of the new doors that Mercury will start opening from early next month. 2 days on from the moon's departure from your relationship sector, you will still be feeling emotionally engaged and even confident, as the support there as it moved through still for your relationship. In particular, it was Venus, the planet of love's return to your friendship sector during the moon's final hours ensures there will be ongoing support. Our eyes in the sky. Loving Venus just moved into caring Cancer, so you're probably bending over backward to make sure everyone around you feels safe and comfortable. This is all fine as long as you're taking some much-needed time out for yourself. Putting yourself first during this compassionate transit is an often overlooked but necessary task to avoid emotional burnout. Communicative Mercury is also paired with sensitive Cancer during its moody opposition to dark Pluto today, stirring up all kinds of suspicion and manipulative tendencies. It's so easy to get your feelings hurt and hurt other people's feelings now, so be very careful about how you respond and what you say. When you sense any type of betrayal, your first instinct is to get revenge, but fighting negativity with more negativity during this touchy aspect usually backfires. Fortunately, any tension from the day will all seem like water under the bridge tonight when the moon changes signs into compassionate Pisces while forming a conjunction to benevolent Jupiter. This vibe is perfect for making amends, so if you did butt heads with someone earlier, now would be the time to smooth things over. Be sure to pamper yourself a bit before bed in order to fully de-stress after a rather hectic day. Just after midnight, Mercury in Cancer opposes Pluto in Capricorn, inspiring arguments. This is an aspect of contention. Paranoid thoughts, suspicious behavior, or intimidation tactics are par for the course. Others' polarizing opinions act as catalysts that change the way we think or speak. Fundamental ideas about our history or identity may be challenged now, threatening something seemingly essential to our core personhood. Time and distance are required to see if this is an accurate assessment or a knee-jerk conclusion that we have leaped to out of fear. If we are involved in a conflict, we are apt to bury our emotions and stew, exploding when we finally hit our breaking point. Following this connection, the moon begins its void of course. The best way to get what we desire is to keep our eyes on our own paper and refuse to feed the green-eyed monster. Over the next 2 days, we are content to put our heads down and make steady, deliberate progress towards our goals. On an emotional level, a fixation with optical victory can have us behaving somewhat serious and sober. We might come off as cold to others, however, it is not that we are unfeeling now. We simply understand the work required to achieve our ambitions and are undaunted by distractions. Remember that there are ways to plod conscientiously toward success without making life into one endless chore. Shortly following this, the moon squares off with Jupiter in Aries, making us prone to excess. Today, we are interested in forming the social connections that will enable us to accomplish our desired agenda. Following this, Mercury conjuncts asteroid Ceres, fueling the tensions of the early morning's Mercury-Pluto opposition. Currently, we are speaking up for our needs, or advocating for the needs of others. But in many ways, we are too close to the action, too invested to look at situations objectively. We can therefore demand that others respect our needs while failing to reciprocate unless their priorities are aligned with our own. Avoid making false promises to manipulate situations in your favor.